Looking for the ultimate Greek island escape? Welcome to Santorini, where every corner looks like a postcard and every sunset feels like a dream. In this video, we're taking you through a perfect 4-day itinerary that blends breathtaking views, delicious food, beautiful beaches, and charming villages. Whether it's your first time in Greece or you're back for more, this guide will help you make the most of every moment. Let's explore Santorini like never before. The best time to visit Santorini is from late April to early October. If you want warm weather and clear skies, June to September is ideal, perfect for swimming and sunsets. But if you prefer fewer crowds and lower prices, May or late September to early October offer the perfect balance. Avoid winter months if you're after beach days, as many places shut down and ferries run less often. Santorini can be done on a budget or in total luxury. It all depends on how you want to experience it. On average, a mid-range traveler can expect to spend around $120 to $180 per day. Budget travelers can manage with $80 to $100, especially if they stay in hostels or guest houses and eat local. Luxury travelers, on the other hand, could spend $300 or more daily, with high-end cave hotels and fine dining. Ferries, buses, and ATVs are affordable, so the real cost comes down to your choice of stay and where you eat. Welcome to Santorini. After landing, head straight to Fira, the island's vibrant capital. It's the ideal base for your first night, offering easy access to transportation, plenty of food options, and incredible caldera views. Drop your bags at a place close to the center, somewhere that offers sunset views, or at least walking distance to the main square. Start exploring by walking along the clifftop promenade that stretches from Fira toward Stefani. This walk takes about 15 minutes and is packed with stunning views of the volcano and whitewashed houses cascading down the cliffs. Stop at the Three Bells of Fira, one of the most iconic photo spots on the island, where the view is nothing short of magical. Next, dive into the maze of charming alleys in Fira lined with boutiques, modern art galleries, and souvenir shops. The vibe here is upbeat and stylish, making it a perfect introduction to the island. You'll find everything from handmade jewelry to trendy beachwear. When you're ready to eat, try a plate of grilled souvlaki with warm pita and tzatziki, a local favorite that's both filling and affordable. In the late afternoon, take a short 15-minute drive or taxi to the Santorini cable car station. Even if you're not riding it, the viewpoint nearby offers incredible angles of the caldera and the cruise ships below. It's a peaceful spot to relax and soak in the atmosphere. Wrap up your day with a sweet treat, baklava or galaktoboreko, paired with strong Greek coffee, as you watch the sun begin to set over the Aegean. Fira stays alive after dark, so you can enjoy a little nightlife, live music, or a quiet evening walk through the glowing white paths. It's a picture-perfect start to your Santorini escape. Wake up early and fuel up with a light breakfast. A Greek yogurt bowl topped with honey and fresh fruit is perfect before a scenic adventure. Today, you're hiking the world-famous Caldera Trail from Fira to Oia, a must-do in Santorini. The full trail is about 10 kilometers and takes around 2.5 to 3 hours to complete at a moderate pace. The route winds along the edge of the caldera, offering breathtaking views the entire way. You'll pass through Stefani, Imerovigli, and Skaros Rock, one of the most photographed volcanic landmarks on the island. Each village offers different angles of the sea, cliffs, and Cycladic architecture, so be sure to pause and take it all in. Wear comfortable shoes, carry water, and avoid hiking during peak sun hours. Once you arrive in Oia, you'll understand why it's the island's crown jewel. This cliffside village is famous for its sunset-facing white domes, windmills, and art-filled streets. After the hike, take some time to unwind in a local cafe with a cold fennel and citrus salad or a light spanakopita, perfect after a warm walk. In the afternoon, explore the lively alleyways of Oia, filled with boutique stores, high-end fashion, and art galleries. Don't miss the old Oia Castle ruins, where people gather early to secure a spot for sunset. As golden hour begins, find a spot overlooking the sea and enjoy a slow, relaxing dinner. Try fresh seafood pasta or grilled octopus with lemon and herbs, a Santorini classic. The sunset in Oia is world famous for a reason. The sky turns shades of gold, orange, and pink, all reflecting off the white buildings and deep blue sea. End your day by taking a 30-minute taxi ride back to Fira, or stay overnight in Oia if you prefer a more tranquil evening experience. After yesterday's hike, today is all about relaxation and exploration. Start your morning with a light breakfast, perhaps a fresh fruit salad with feta and olives, perfect for energizing you before hitting the beach. Head to Parissa Beach, a 30-minute drive from Fira, known for its black sand and clear waters. The beach offers a relaxed vibe, with plenty of loungers and umbrellas available for a comfortable day under the sun. Spend the morning swimming in the calm Aegean waters, or if you're feeling active, rent a stand-up paddleboard and explore the coastline. For a more laid-back experience, sip on a refreshing iced coffee or freshly squeezed juice at one of the beachfront cafes. It's the perfect spot to unwind and enjoy the beautiful surroundings. After a few hours at the beach, drive to the Akrotiri archaeological site, just a 20-minute drive from Parissa. This ancient Minoan city, buried by a volcanic eruption around 3,500 years ago, is a fascinating glimpse into Santorini's history. Walk through the well-preserved ruins and marvel at the impressive frescoes and ancient architecture that once formed this thriving civilization. After exploring the ruins, grab a light bite at a nearby cafe, perhaps a Greek salad with local tomatoes and cucumber. Once refreshed, take a short 10-minute drive to the nearby Red Beach, famous for its dramatic red cliffs and turquoise waters. It's a perfect spot for some quick photos and a peaceful moment by the sea. Finish your day with a relaxing dinner back in Fira or Oia. Try a dish of moussaka, the comforting Greek casserole layered with eggplant, ground meat, and bechamel sauce. Enjoy your meal as you watch the sunset over the caldera, another picture-perfect evening in Santorini. On your final day in Santorini, make the most of the morning before you depart. Start with an early breakfast at a local cafe, perhaps enjoying a traditional Greek pastry like bougatsa, or a simple croissant filled with custard. If you're staying in Fira or Oia, take one last walk along the caldera rim, where you can watch the early morning light paint the whitewashed buildings in soft pastels. If you haven't had enough of the views, head to Santo Wine's winery, located just a short 10-minute drive from Fira. Enjoy a wine tasting session, where you'll sample Santorini's world-renowned wines, like the crisp Assyrtiko and the sweet Vinsanto. Take in the panoramic views of the island's vineyards and the caldera before you head to your final destination. The combination of fine wine and sweeping vistas makes it the perfect way to say farewell to this beautiful island. Before you say goodbye to Santorini, grab a light lunch at a seaside cafe. A pita gyro with pork or chicken will give you that last taste of Santorini's vibrant flavors, perfect for a quick and satisfying bite. Afterward, take a few final photos at your favorite spot, whether it's the iconic Oia Castle, the dramatic cliffs of Fira, or the peaceful beaches. With memories of stunning sunsets, crystal clear waters, and unforgettable views, head to the airport for your departure. Santorini has left its mark, and whether you're heading home or onto your next adventure, it's a place you'll never forget. Your 4-day journey may be over, but the beauty of Santorini will stay with you long after you've left. And that's a wrap on our 4-day adventure through the stunning island of Santorini. From the charming streets of Fira to the breathtaking views in Oia, this island has something unforgettable at every turn. Whether you're seeking relaxation, history, or those world-famous sunsets, Santorini never disappoints. If you love this itinerary and want more travel tips, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Drop a comment below telling us what you'd like to see next. And if you've been to Santorini, share your favorite spots. Safe travels, and until next time, keep exploring.